The Galactic Coalition's most feared battleship, the Nexus Prime, hung motionless in the void like a predator sizing up its prey. Admiral Vex stood on the bridge, his scaled hands clasped behind his back as he observed the peculiar human vessel. Through the main viewport, the ship appeared unremarkable, a simple cylindrical design with basic geometric patterns etched along its hull. "Scans complete, Admiral," reported his tactical officer. The vessel registers as approximately 200 meters in length. Hull composition appears to be standard titanium steel alloy. No visible weapon systems detected. Vex's mandibles clicked in amusement. One small human ship thinks it can traverse our territory without permission. How quaint. He turned to his communications officer. "Open a channel." The human ship responded immediately. A middle-aged man with graying hair appeared on the main screen, his expression calm despite facing a warship 50 times the size of his own vessel. "I am Captain Reed of the Earth vessel Harmony," the human said. "We're on a peaceful scientific mission to study the quantum anomalies in this sector." "This is Admiral Vex of the Coalition Fleet," came the reply. "You have entered restricted space without authorization. Surrender immediately or face destruction." Captain Reed smiled slightly. "I appreciate your position, Admiral, but I must respectfully decline. We have every right to be here under the Galactic Treaty of 2387. Vex's eyes narrowed. The human spoke with an unsettling confidence that made the Admiral's skin crawl. "The treaty you reference was signed by your government, not by individual vessels. You are alone, Captain. Submit to boarding, or we will take your ship by force." "Admiral," interrupted the tactical officer, "our scanners are detecting some kind of energy buildup from the human vessel." Reed's image on the screen remained perfectly composed. "I should probably mention that this isn't just any human ship, Admiral. This is an experimental quantum-locked vessel." A chill ran down Vex's spine. Every member of the Coalition had heard whispers of human quantum technology, but most dismissed them as propaganda. The idea that humans had mastered quantum mechanics to such a degree seemed impossible for such a young species. "Quantum-locked?" Vex managed to ask, though his voice betrayed his growing unease. "Our entire ship exists in a state of quantum superposition," Reed explained matter-of-factly. "We're simultaneously here and not here, armed and unarmed, intact and destroyed. The moment you attempt to interact with us in any hostile manner, the quantum field will collapse into the most favorable outcome for our survival." The science officer at Vex's side frantically worked at his console. "Admiral, the energy readings are off the charts. The entire ship appears to be surrounded by a quantum field that our instruments can barely detect." Reed continued, "The interesting thing about quantum superposition is that all possible outcomes exist until observation forces a single reality. Right now, there are infinite versions of this encounter. In some, you destroy us. In others, we destroy you. But the quantum lock ensures that only the timeline where we survive becomes reality." "Impossible," Vex whispered, but his hands were already trembling. "Your own scientists theorized about quantum warfare decades ago," Reed said. "They concluded it was impossible because no species could achieve the level of quantum coherence required. They were almost right. It took humanity 3 generations of research and the sacrifice of entire research teams to crack the code." The tactical officer's voice cracked as he spoke. "Admiral, I'm reading quantum fluctuations throughout our entire fleet. It's as if reality itself is becoming unstable in this region." Reed's expression grew serious. "The quantum field is expanding, Admiral. Soon it will encompass your entire fleet. Every hostile action you even consider will be calculated by the quantum matrix. The more aggressive your intentions, the more likely the outcomes that favor our survival become reality." Vex felt his courage crumbling. The implications were staggering. If the humans had truly mastered quantum warfare, they weren't just defending themselves. They were rewriting the fundamental nature of conflict itself. In one possible timeline, Reed continued, your weapons malfunction catastrophically. In another, a solar flare disables your shields at precisely the wrong moment. In yet another, your own crew turns against you when they realize the futility of fighting quantum-locked opponents. The beauty of our system is that we don't choose which outcome occurs. The universe does, and it always chooses the path that ensures our mission continues. The science officer looked up from his console, his face pale. Admiral, quantum cascade events are beginning throughout the ship. Our own reality is becoming unstable. Admiral Vex stared at the human captain, finally understanding the true horror of what they faced. This wasn't just advanced technology, it was a fundamental violation of the natural order. The humans had learned to cheat death itself by making their survival a universal constant. What do you want? Vex asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Safe passage, Reed replied simply. We'll complete our research and leave your territory. No one needs to discover what happens when quantum-lock humans are truly threatened. Without another word, Admiral Vex turned to his navigation officer. Clear all ships from this sector immediately. Set course for Coalition headquarters. As the massive fleet withdrew, Captain Reed watched from his bridge, knowing that word of this encounter would spread throughout the galaxy within days. Humanity had just announced its arrival on the galactic stage, not with weapons or threats, but with something far more terrifying, the absolute certainty of their own survival. The quantum field around the Harmony flickered once and then stabilized, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead in the endless dark of space.